Peace Internet, it's me Vani, welcome back to Lazy Vlogs here on the Davon Raymond X YouTube channel. Okay, so today is the day. Well, first of all, happy July 4th to my local Americans here in the States. Happy July 4th, I'm a couple days late. If you guys had a good holiday, awesome. Maybe you had some barbecues, maybe you went out to a party, maybe you went out to a lake or whatever, you just enjoyed yourself with your family, and maybe you worked like I did. I definitely worked on the 4th of July, and then in the evening, I spent time with my friend in the heart of the capital of New York. We watched a couple of fireworks, and then I went home. It was a fun, short, easy holiday, nothing all that exciting. I think I even got some, like a couple of slices of really terrible pizza from a pizza shop that I will not recommend to any of you. I'm not even going to say what it is. And honestly, I wish I had some more like local pizza and not one of those places, because it honestly was not good. It wasn't like Domino's, it was like a local spot in the capital, and I really just, every time I go there, it's extremely overpriced and not worth the experience. I mean, the mozzarella sticks are like $11 to get 6 or something or whatever. Like 6 or 8, it's ridiculous. Anyway, today is a great day because today marks the first day of my Japanese classes with the Capital Region Language Center. Now, just so you guys know, it is the open house day. So I just got the email a couple of days ago saying, I really want to read the email out to you guys, but I'm recording from my phone, which is a bad habit I have. Okay, all right. Well, spilling my money in my radiator there. I do have my GoPro. Something got grime on the front. Something I seldom use, and I will start to use it as we get to the rest of this episode. I will tell you why I want to use this. But yes, we are going to be starting to go to classes. Probably, yeah, starting next week. But certainly today is the open house in a couple of hours, so I'm just going to be hanging out in my room, probably just watching GNB. I've talked about them in the past. Garrick and Brittany. TikTokers turned YouTubers, LA folk that are kicking ass on the internet and loving God and loving, the family that they have and the extended family that they have. And they've even started to make a family of their own with Brittany, or B, becoming pregnant, and they're, going through that whole journey right now on YouTube. So, hey, I've always recommended them because they're entertaining, and in many ways I want to aspire to be in a relationship like theirs. But just the two of them are entertaining, funny, and I just enjoy watching them, ultimately watching their content. And I recommend that you guys do too, especially if you like babies and family and God, because they're all about it. Anyway, so yeah, I'll probably be watching that for the next couple of hours. So what is the news besides, because before the news was like, I'm going to, learn Japanese and Japanese lessons. That was cool, and it's still cool, and obviously I'm going, but there's got to be some more new news besides that. Again, why am I holding this GoPro? So back in Rhode Island, I used to drive around in a rental electric vehicle, and I was doing like Uber and stuff like that, and it was cool, and that really allowed me to just live my life more normally, because having a vehicle in Rhode Island, in New York, wherever in the States makes a huge difference, especially for the lifestyle that I want to live, for the stuff that I want to do, for the vlogs that I want to make when I'm watching GNB or whoever else I'm watching, and they're doing their vlogs out in the world. Yeah, certain people, they will walk or whatever, get a ride from someone. I want to be able to drive. I want to be able to do these fun things that I'm watching YouTubers do. Like, I'm a YouTuber. I want to be a proper YouTuber. I have basically all the things that I need to do that, except for the vehicle, and then ultimately like a living space of my own. So here's a thing about me. I allowed a conversation that I had with my brother to influence me to not do this. Now, when I was back in Rhode Island, I had my own car for a while, then it broke down, then I really needed to really push working, so I ended up getting that rental car, which does cost a pretty penny to rent every week. Like, it's a weekly bill that you have to pay, so it's not free, it's not cheap at all, but it does allow you to have a vehicle and a inspected vehicle and all of that, and it really is made for Uber drivers who need to still make money, who are willing to pay that fee. So when I told my family about it, they were like, yeah, like my stepfather and my mom, they're like, well, it's a hefty bill, but if you work really hard, you can still achieve what you got to do. And then I would talk to my one brother about it, and no offense to him, like he wants me to succeed too. But when I brought it up to him, he was like, and honestly, I'm working on this, but I've always been influenced by other people and what they have to say. I've been like bogged down by other people's words, but I've also been lifted up. So I just need to work on having a filter for, first of all, building my own confidence in what I believe is best for me, and then pursuing that, versus just, so there's that. And then I have to, really work on just not taking it, like hearing what other people have to say if I want to, but then not just running with it like that's instructions for my life. So even though somebody else may be afraid or excited or whatever their big emotions are when they're talking to you about what you're going to do, ultimately that is their reaction to something that they're not going to be doing. So, you know what I mean? Or maybe they're thinking about their experience, like, oh, I had a bad experience, so I don't think you should be doing, you know what I mean? So, and my brother, he was never like, oh, don't do this. But the point of all of this is so that you guys see the truth in that, how I am and how I walk through, my life, and how I value my family's opinion. But then sometimes I overvalue people's opinions when it comes to the decisions I'm going to make. So he basically was like, I don't know. I mean, you can do it, but just it's going to be really pricey. And it may be better, since you ultimately want a car, just to work hard and kind of struggle for a period of time and put that money towards the car. And then you won't have a weekly bill like that. So he was just coming at it from a practical mindset, and I appreciate that. But I used to do this, and I used to really Uber, do DoorDash and Uber drive, like Uber Eats driver. I used to do this like way heavier than anyone that I knew who did it. I told my brothers about it, and they did it a little bit, but they didn't drive like how I drove. I drove like 5 a.m. to 1 a.m., like that's what I did. Like I grinded out doing Uber Eats and DoorDash one after another. I did not care, because I knew that that's how I could make a $200 day. I knew that on average I could make $100 day. Like I could easily make $100 day. That was never the issue. The issue was consistency, because I could always make $100 that day. I got in the car and I didn't come home until I made that goal. And sometimes it was faster than other days, but I could always, when I'm in the groove of doing it, easily make that $100. So, but to really push it, I could be making a lot more. And ultimately, this isn't something I want to do for years and years and years, but something I want to do to really put the pressure on, really grind and deliver and make as much money as I can in a short period of time, and eventually transition off of that into, a proper vehicle. Yes, that'd be great. I love to have my own vehicle. I'd love that. But in the meantime, I've also noticed in my life, even though I just started this job and I've been there for a month and a half, I can feel, and one more thing, but I can feel that I'm getting, like my brain is like, okay, so now I can expect a check every 2 weeks, and this is when it arrives, and this is about how much it's going to be, and this, I'm basing my life around this, and I'm like, wait, whoa. Since when did I think this part-time job was going to be like my path to success? I never thought that. I thought I was going to be driving to make money in addition to a part-time job, but then I faded away from that out of fear, and that's really it. Like I don't have points on my license or anything. I'm perfectly fine driver. I have no issues, no accidents. I'm literally perfectly fine to be driving, and I'm very familiar, and I have over 3,000 deliveries across across 2 apps, so I know what I'm doing. I'm very comfortable. So yeah, I just feel like now's the time. So in about a week or so, we are going to be going back to doing some heavy delivering, which is very exciting, and I really just can't wait to do that on some like real money saving, grinding, working harder than I ever have. I said I wanted to work harder than I ever have before I thought about going back to getting the Uber car when I'm doing this other retail job, but now that I've been doing it, and also my boss has said, my position is part-time, that's what it is, and if and even though I've been getting full-time hours, which I have been, she did say, like, this isn't like a guaranteed situation, like you are part-time. And eventually, in August even, the hours are going to go down from like 40 to like 30. She said really more likely 25, but you know, she'll push for 30. But when I'm hearing this, I'm hearing I'm going to be broke. So that definitely made me feel like, okay, I need to figure out something else. But then one more thing happened in my personal life that unfortunately I can't really reveal that today. Maybe, you know, months down the lane I'll probably reveal it, but something happened, and no, I don't have any babies, no pregnancy, no relationship, no drama. It's nothing that is affecting me personally or anyone who I'm involved with. It's just something that happened locally that is kind of driving me to really like step on the gas and really like light a fire under my butt and be like, okay, if this is going on, I need to really pick up the pace. Like, if this is happening, no, I'm not going to fall suit with what's happening here. I'm going to really grab myself by the collar, shake myself, wake up. Like, you're getting complacent again. You're getting comfortable. You're falling into this routine, and this routine is not going to lead you, you know, anywhere quickly to anything different. You're just going to kind of, you're getting on a new Ferris wheel or something. Like, this happens to be the retail Ferris wheel, but you're still going in circles. I do not want that to be the case. So here we are, really just, you know, trying to change our lives and do different things. And the Uber car, if it doesn't work out, if I do it for a little bit and I don't make as much money as I think because I'm working this job or whatever, if something happens, I can always give the car back and then sign back up at a later date when I'm in a better position or whatever it is. But I think now is a really good time to really start pushing and pursuing what I think is best. And lastly, I think in the previous Lazy Vlog, and my phone is about to die, I was talking to you guys about how I was talking about launching a business, and I have a Shopify where it's not completed yet. It is not yet complete. There are no items available for you to purchase, no physical items that I could ship to your house or anything. So so this is part of the reason why I'm like, okay, I can't just depend on this retail check every 2 weeks, which is a lot of time passing for me to, you know, I can't have 14 days pass before I get more money coming in for me to address certain things like starting a business. You know, there's monthly payments with these services and all of this stuff. So I'm just thinking, like, how can I realistically really push if I do open up the Shopify store for you guys to be able to buy, you know, the fun stuff that I'm designing. And I've spent a long time designing a lot of these different things, you know, mainly shirt designs, but I'm, you know, spending time putting it together, you know. So I want to make sure that when I launch it, it really is real. It'll be a real store run by me under an LLC, not just a sole proprietorship or whatever. Like, I really want to properly do this, and this is going to require me to really step up what I have to do. Now, this is the last thing I want to talk to you guys about, and this is the GoPro camera, the Hero 10. So I really like G&B Official. I really love Garrick, and I really love Brittany's vlogs. And even though they're a couple channel, they do have their own channels where they just vlog and talk about whatever that's going on in their individual lives, though they are engaged and though they do live together. You get what I mean, though. Just when they're in their own room talking about whatever, and they're driving off to wherever, doing their own solo thing, or hanging out with their own friends on their own channels, which I love. I want to really start vlogging, not just my lazy vlogs. I've been doing lazy vlogs because I don't have a car, I'm not mobile, I'm not really doing too much. If I'm driving, it's usually my mom's car, that type of deal. So the stuff that I've wanted to do, I mean, even like with G&B, they're doing like, you know, we're going to Target to shop, and then we're going home. Like, they're not doing anything so incredibly extravagant in certain videos. Certain videos, absolutely, yes, because they got money. But, you know, in other videos, just like the very relatable, oh, we're going to whatever drive-thru, we're going to 3 drive-thrus today. Like, I could do a video like that, and it would be really fun. And I'd love to do that. I just would love to do that. So, yeah, I'm going to start doing proper vlogs. Lazy vlogs have been they needed to be lazy out of convenience and out of my lifestyle. But when I'm on the road, things will open up so much more. I don't like recording in my mom's car, just because it's like I'm revealing what she's got going on in the vehicle, to you guys. And I'd rather just be like, hey, I'm in a rental car, I'm in my personal car, I'm in whatever, and I'll just feel more comfortable. I can do shots outside of the vehicle, whatever, that type, like footage outside of the vehicle, and not feel like, oh, I might reveal something, you know what I mean? So that's just what has been going through my mind over the past couple of days. I'm very hyped and excited to see what is going to come next. But you guys can look forward to a potential Shopify store by a name that I've yet to reveal. And no, even though Peace from the East is another YouTube channel that I run, and it will be affected by, this having a car as well, it's not like what the store is going to be. I don't think I like the idea of a Peace from the East store. Like, I love Peace from the East, and I made it, and obviously, like, I like it. It's on my background right there. I made a YouTube channel and named it for a reason. But also, it just seems like what's going on with the drama in the world right now, as far as, like, the Middle East, I don't want people to associate me launching a store right now saying Peace from the East, and them associating what I'm doing with what's going on the world stage. I just don't want to deal with that. So yeah, that's really all I've got for you guys. I thank you so much for watching Lazy Vlogs here with Vonnie, aka Davon Raymond, here on the Davon Raymond X YouTube channel, and I'm gonna go watch some YouTube. And yeah, why is my toothpaste chilling right there? Because I live in a house. First of all, because I am weird. I live in a house with other people, right? My brothers, we share a bathroom. My mom has her own private bathroom. I don't like having my toothbrush in the same space as the people who use my bathroom, because when they're shaving or whatever the hell else, I don't want whatever they got going on interacting with what I got going on, period. So my toothpaste, my toothbrush, whatever, I keep it in my room or in my closet, and that's just how it's going to be. I'm weird, but it's just how it's got to be. If I had roommates or something, which I will never have roommates, but if I did, then I'd probably feel the same. Either separate bathrooms entirely, or just like, I need to keep my stuff in my room where you cannot touch it, accidentally knock it over, knock my toothbrush on the ground. No. I just want to eliminate the possibility of any cross-contamination or anything. But yeah, thank you guys. You're learning so much about me in this vlog. You're learning a lot. I hope you're paying attention. There's a test on this later. All right, I'll thank you. I thank you guys so much for watching, and keep your eyes peeled and subscribe. For those of you who have yet to subscribe to Davon Raymond X, and I'll see you guys next time. Until then, I'm so excited to start my Japanese learning classes tonight. Let's go! All right, peace.